Yeah, this Motor Radical coming at you with another movie review. I'm gonna talk about Weapons. I give this movie a 5 out of 5. This movie kind of reminded me of Blair Witch because it had a witch aspect to the movie, like a better version of Blair Witch. Basically, what this movie was to me personally. I know a lot of people did a movie review about this movie and said this movie was one of the best horror movies they've seen. It was okay to me. It was decent. It started off kind of slow, and they took their time to get to the end of the movie and showed you what's really going on. They took their time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I give it a 5 out of 5. They had this witch, and she was had this special tree that she was making some type of rituals out of, and making these people do all kinds of crazy stuff, turning them into weapons, basically. That's why I say it's like a Blair Witch to me, like a better version of Blair Witch, because you can see this woman actually, doing these spells and doing things. Because Blair Witch, they didn't really show you all that. And this reminds me of, like I said, a better version of Blair Witch. And she was turning these people into weapons. She turned all these kids to weapons. She used this one kid in the school. She supposedly know his parents or whatever. I don't think that was even the case. I think she just picked some random folks and used them, because she was coming into town or whatever, and used this little boy. And all his schoolmates came up missing because she had did a spell. She wanted him to get some items from all these kids or whatever. So he took all the little names off the little cubby holders or whatever. And she used it against them, the kids, and used it as a ritual. And all these 17 kids just ran away. And then they knew, the police should have known something was suspicious, because this is the only kid that didn't come up missing. So they did go to this dude's house and want to talk to his parents or whatever. So I give it that. I give the movie that, because they did make some logical decisions in this movie. I'm like, okay, if this is the only kid that didn't run away, don't you think you need to go check and see what's going on with him? And they did. And then they tried to see where them kids ran to with the ring cameras or whatever, because you see them running out the house at 217 with their arms like an airplane type, like they just running or whatever. So it was very weird how these people were running. So she was turning these people into weapons or whatever, man. It was crazy. Very crazy movie. I was expecting for it to be a little bit more horror in this movie. It wasn't that scary. They had a lot of jump scares with the witch or whatever, but the witch was in a couple of people's dreams or whatever. It wasn't that scary. It kind of reminded me of Long Legs. Basically, this movie kind of reminded me of the Long Legs horror movie. It started out the same kind of way almost. So, but I think this is just a little tad bit better than Long Legs. It got straight to the point, but quicker than Long Legs. But I give this movie a 5 out of 5. That witch was crazy though. She didn't care at all. She went to the principal's office to talk to the principal and stuff like that. And she was saying some stuff that was old school. She didn't really try to hide what she had going on or whatever. But then she went to the principal's house and did a spell. Did a spell on the guy Wong or whatever. I forgot the guy's name in the movie. The guy was Wong in the Marvel movies. He had a boyfriend or whatever, living together. The witch came to the house and did a spell right in front of them. I'm like, if you don't do something about this woman, why are you gonna sit there and let this woman do a spell right in front of you? That's what kind of ticked me off a little bit about the movie, about that scene. I'm like, why you see this woman getting a bowl of water? She asked for a bowl of water, then she took out a stick and pricked herself and rubbed blood on a stick. And these two fools and then sit there and try to do nothing. They just sit there watching. I'm like, are you serious? This woman finna do some type of spell or something on you. Common sense would have told you to stop this woman, but it's the movie or whatever. So they just let the woman do the spell on them. Turn this dude into a rabid animal and unaliving his own boyfriend. And then she took a piece of the school teacher's hair. The school teacher, I forgot the lady's name. She was in Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer. The school teacher went by the house of the little kid's house. She fell asleep, The witch was watching her the whole time. The witch was playing with her. So the girl fell asleep because she was drunk or whatever. So she fell asleep in front of the witch's house. Well, where she was staying at. And the witch came through the car and cut a piece of her hair off. Okay. And used it when she was doing a spell at the principal's house, the Asian dude's house. Okay. There was one part of the movie I was like, okay, why you didn't just, unalive the school teacher? And she was drunk. She fell asleep in front of the house. Instead of cutting a piece of her hair, the witch didn't just unalive the girl right there in the car? She had a pair of scissors, so I don't know. Okay. In some parts of the movie, I'm like, okay, this don't make any sense. That part right there didn't make any sense to me. Why are you gonna go in the car? The woman's drunk. She's asleep. She passed out. You're gonna cut a piece of her hair instead of just unaliving the girl? Okay. The witch really was playing games with people. That's basically what she was doing the whole movie, playing games. She could have ended a lot of people's lives if she really wanted to. She was playing games, basically. The whole movie, this witch was playing games. Instead of just unaliving everybody, she was playing games with the kids. She was like getting a life force or whatever from people, trying to get her, nurse herself back to health or whatever. Instead of just... They didn't make the witch ruthless enough for me. The witch should have just unalived a whole bunch of people in the town. She did at the end of the movie, but then she ended up getting unalived by these kids because the little boy, she did a spell in front of the little boy. The little boy learned how to do spells from her. So he went into the room, took a piece of the little tree, a branch off the tree, nicked himself with some blood, and then just did a magical spell where the kids turned on the witch, and then these kids are busting out the windows at the end of the movie, chasing this witch down. At the end of the movie, they end up, tearing the witch apart or whatever. It was really gruesome, and the kids are standing there looking dazed and confused. They don't know what's going on. So that's how the movie ended. I'm like, okay, man. But I give it a 5 out of 5. I liked the movie, though. It was decent. It was cool. Different take on a witch aspect, horror aspect of a witch. Different take on it. So I enjoyed watching it. I give it a 5 out of 5. But some parts of the movie, they could have did better parts. They could have made the witch a little bit more villainous than what she was, because she was playing games with people the whole time in the movie. She just playing games, basically. That's all she was doing, messing with people. She eventually was going to get caught by somebody because she was playing games with folks. Playing, coming up in people's dreams and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, man. But anyways, like I said, I give this movie a 5 out of 5. It's been Motor Ralph Go Behind.